Okay, cool. Then let's start. Then let's start. And you can ask whatever the questions you have through the Zoom chat or the YouTube live chat. I'm looking for both. And if you find anything unclear, I mean anything, that means if the video or the audio, if it doesn't sound nice, just let me know as soon as possible. Okay. So let's start. I'll be providing I'll try to provide a better recording tool if you miss anything. But try to stay in the Zoom class and ask questions, be interactive whenever possible. Okay, so I hope everyone can find the Tute. For YouTube live students, you have the Tute as a drive link in the YouTube live chat, and it's available in the group too, in the WhatsApp group too. We'll provide the WhatsApp group link too. My coordinator will provide the WhatsApp group link in the Zoom chat, sorry, in the YouTube live too. And for Zoom students, you have the Tute in the Zoom chat and also in the WhatsApp group. Uh, so let's start with the session. Today. So this is the idea. I'm gonna start with mechanics. Okay. I'm gonna and first of all, good morning for everyone. I'm Jantu Deelananda, who's a physics instructor for advanced level and also an Olympiad physics instructor. So based on this request of many students, we decided to do this session. And the plan for today would be I'm not here with a very definite plan. That means you have just feel free to ask whatever the just feel free to ask whatever the questions you have in whatever the field required. That is the basic idea. Okay, you can ask questions on whatever the field it is required. I mean, it's better if it is physics, but I mean, I'm good to go with anything. Okay, because I'm an engineering student. So anyways, I'm gonna, I mean, maths or physics or anything. Yeah, feel free to ask. But I'm gonna start with mechanics. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna start with mechanics, but let's do it this way. Uh, just put yeah, just put whatever and this is only the first session. Okay, this is only the first session. Okay, I'm gonna do a series of sessions so that I mean until you are good with everything, until you are good to go for A level examination, I'm gonna keep doing some sessions. Okay, so this is only the first session. ඒ වගේම සිංහල medium ළමයින්ටත් issue එකක් නැහැ. මම පුළුවන් විදිහට සිංහලනොත් explain කරනවා හැම වෙලේම. Okay, because I usually do A level classes for Sinhala and both Sinhala and English students. So I'm okay with that. So whenever you have questions, ask in Sinhala medium or ask in English. It doesn't matter, okay? And so what you can do is, please in the Zoom chat and the YouTube live chat, mention the questions that you have. That means what are the areas that you need me to discuss, okay? So I'm going to start with mechanics. But then let's move on to other lessons. I mean, I'm planning to do some electromagnetics because some students mentioned that it is difficult. But you can keep mentioning them in the Zoom chat and YouTube live chat. Then, based on that, I'll shape the session for today. And the next session, whatever the things which are remaining after this session, I'll do at the next session. Then after that, the next session. Let's keep doing like that. Then I'll do some separate question sessions if required. So today also, I'm not just discussing the theory parts. I'm going to do some questions too. Okay. So that is the basic idea. And feel free to ask any question. Okay. And mention whatever the things required in the Zoom chat and YouTube live chat. Okay. That is the idea. And YouTube live students, are you there? We have to be at least a little bit interactive. I know it's better if this is a physical session, but there are students from all around the country here, so it's difficult to have a physical session for everyone. So, YouTube live students, are you there? Please respond with a message. Nice, you're there. Cool. Okay, so keep mentioning whatever the things required, keep mentioning. Okay. YouTube live students also keep mentioning what are the things that you need me to discuss. Okay. I have a lot of requirements, maybe waves, maybe motion, electromagnetics, electronics, we'll see. Whatever things required, I'll cover, but not today, okay? No, I can't do everything today. So there will be another session, most probably next Friday. Or let's discuss a day for the next session also today after the class. Okay. Okay. So let's start. Um, I'll start with mechanics, but I'm gonna go through mechanics really fast. Okay, I'm gonna go through mechanics really fast, and my plan is to, because I see a lot of messages requesting for electromagnetics. So most probably I'll soon finish mechanics and move to electromagnetics. Then, if time permits, I'll do. There are a lot of students ask for geometrical optics and electronics. If time permits, I'll try to do that too. But or if we don't have enough time, let's keep that for the next session. Okay. So yeah, electrochemistry, electromagnetic induction. Yeah, let's see. Okay. And my coordinator, coordinator, can you please provide the link again in the YouTube live, the drive link, and also put it in the group and also in the Zoom chat. Okay. So I'll keep doing. Uh, So let's start with mechanics, and you have the tute. Tute is just a set of, just is composed using the your textbook. Okay, it's just composed by your textbook, but there are some questions included. Okay, there are some questions included which you can do with me and after the class, and I'll provide some separate question tutes to for you to revise after the class. Okay. So, as we all know, and I'm gonna touch into some A-level areas, okay, which will make your life easy. Whenever doing, I say, whenever doing a O-level question, if you have some kind of knowledge from maybe O-level, maybe A-level, maybe Olympiad, it will make your life really easy. So I'm gonna discuss some parts like that too. Okay. So yeah, in the tute, electronics is not mentioned. The reason is I'm going to provide a separate electronic tute. Okay. For electronics, I'm going to provide a separate tute for sure. Okay. And don't worry, I'm going to cover the electronic part definitely because I'm an electronic engineer myself from of University of Maroto. So that is my favorite area. So I'm going to definitely do that part. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. So let's start with motion in a straight line. Let's start with motion in a straight line. So if you talk about the motion in a straight line, that means we are talking about something, something moving in a straight line like this. Something moving in a straight line like this. So there are several. Don't worry, I'm not gonna just keep doing theory parts. I'm gonna quickly move into. I'm gonna quickly move into questions. Okay, this is basically I'm gonna teach all the theory parts using questions. That is my main focus. So whenever we talk about a motion like this, there are several quantities, several physical quantities which are related to a motion like this. What are they? The displacement, විස්ථාපනය කියලා අපි කියනවා. Displacement or the distance. Then we talk about velocity, ප්‍රවේගය. Velocity means displacement over time. විස්ථාපනය වීම කාලය. Then we usually talk about speed, speed is distance over time, distance over time. Then we usually know this thing. I'm just gonna roughly go through the theory parts, then quickly let's move on to the questions. Then we can learn everything based on using the questions. Okay. Then if we talk about, these are the basic physical quantities that you have to know related to motion: velocity, displacement over time; speed, distance over time; displacement is the change in position of something. කාගේ හරි පිහිටීමේ සිද්ධ වෙන වෙනස තමයි විස්ථාපනය කියන්නේ. Change in position of an object. Then acceleration, ත්වරණය. velocity difference over time, velocity difference over time, it goes like this. Okay. Then let's talk about the graphs. Graphs. What are the graphs? You have the displacement time graph. You have the displacement time graph. It can go like this. Then you have the velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. I don't know how it's gonna go. Let's assume that it's like this or anything like this. Then can someone quickly mention in the so can you quickly mention in the Zoom chat? Okay. Can you quickly mention in the Zoom chat this thing? Uh, what is the relationship between these two? What is the relationship between these two? We know that the velocity is rate of change of displacement. ස්ථාපනය වෙනස් වීමේ ශීඝ්‍රතාවය. Velocity means change in displacement over time. Change in displacement over time. That means gradient of the displacement time graph will give the velocity time graph. Gradient of the displacement time graph will give the velocity time graph. Then how can you move from velocity time graph to displacement time graph? What do you have to consider when you are taking the displacement time graph using the velocity time graph? What property of the velocity time graph gives you the displacement time graph? The area, right? The area. Okay, area of a velocity time graph gives you the displacement time graph. Okay, area of a velocity time graph gives you the displacement time graph. Okay, so that's how it works. And there are several equations. Okay, there are several motion equations that you use in your questions. Okay, what are these motion equations? There are several motion equations that you use in your questions. What are they? What are the is anyone facing issues with the sounds? Someone mentioned that. Is there issue like that? Someone, can you please mention? Okay, okay. If there's any kind of issue, please let me know. Okay. So and if not, if it is not really good, I mean, it has to be really good. Okay, for you to focus for 4 hours, it has to be really good. So if there's any kind of issue, at least a slight issue, just let me know. Okay. So this thing about this thing. If you talk about the motion equations that you know. ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්න චලිත සමීකරණ තියෙනවා. What are the motion equations that you know? One thing is you have worked with these motion equations. Can someone confirm? Acceleration equals v minus u over t. Velocity difference over time. Acceleration is velocity difference over time. Then next one, displacement. Displacement equals u plus v over 2 into t. U plus v over 2 into t. S equals u plus v over 2 into t. Clear? Can someone respond? You know these two motion equations, right? A equals v minus u over t and S equals u plus v over 2 into t. Then what else? What else? And do you know how, like, do you know the theory behind these graphs? I mean, these equations. How do we get these equations? මේ equations අපි කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? Okay, I'll explain. I'll explain. What is u? What is u? U is the starting velocity. V is the final velocity. Okay. U is the starting velocity. V is the final velocity. I'll explain you. I'll explain you. This is the idea. You have a velocity time graph. You have a velocity time graph. And it changes like this. It changes like this. You have a velocity time graph. It changes like this. Let's take that the starting velocity is u. Starting velocity is u. Final velocity is v. Time taken for this scenario is t. Time taken for this scenario is t. Okay. Now tell me, how can you get the acceleration using a velocity time graph? Please mention in the chat. How can you take the acceleration using a velocity time graph quickly? Be interactive, okay? Ah, nice. Gradient. Gradient. We have to consider the gradient. This is all level seminar. Okay? Someone has asked whether this is an A-level seminar or an O-level seminar. No, A-level seminars are far more advanced than this. This is an O-level seminar. So it's gradient. Okay, I got like 5-6 answers. Nice. It's gradient. So if you need to get the acceleration, you have to get the gradient. How do you get the gradient? Gradient means difference in y-axis over difference in x-axis, right? You know that, right? Gradient means අනුක්‍රමණය කියන්නේ y වෙනස බෙදීම x වෙනස නේ. Gradient means difference in x-axis over difference in y-axis, right? Can you confirm? Ah, nice. Then what is the difference in y-axis here? What is the difference in y-axis here? Difference in y-axis is v minus u. Clear? Difference in y-axis is v minus u. From here to here, difference in y-axis is v minus u. What is the difference in x-axis? What is the difference in x-axis here? Difference in x-axis is t. Difference in x-axis is t. So I can write the gradient අනුක්‍රමණය ලියන්න පුළුවන් v minus u over t. Difference in y-axis over difference in x-axis. Clear? Difference in y-axis over difference in x-axis. Is that clear? Now this is the equation that you have been playing, like you work in all levels. Clear? Clear? Is that clear, everyone? If you have questions, just mention. Okay, I'm constantly looking at the chat. Okay. Nice. A equals v minus u over t. That's how you get the equation for the acceleration. Now you will never forget. Okay. Now you will never forget. Now, can someone tell me how are you going to get the displacement using a velocity time graph? How are you going to get the displacement using a velocity time graph? Using the area. Nice. Using the area. Using the area under the curve. Nice. So what is the area under the curve here? This is the area under the curve, right? If I calculate this area, I will get the displacement. Clear? I will get the displacement if I calculate this area. What is this shape? What is this shape? It's a trapezoidal. Trapezium. It's a trapezoidal. How are you going to get the area of a trapezoidal? You have this side height is u. This side height is v. This height t. How do you get the area? Nice. This value plus this value. Hope you can remember. This value plus this value. U plus v. This value plus this value. Over 2 this value plus this value over 2 into t. This value plus this value into this height over 2. Clear? Clear? So these are the equations that you usually work with whenever you are working with uh, motion equations. Is that clear? Can someone please respond? Can someone please respond? Is that clear? So YouTube live students, what about you? Sleeping? YouTube live students? Okay, and I'll give you some advices. Okay, I'll give you use a set of nice advices related to exam too. Okay, because I mean it's just all levels now. Okay, then you have to do A levels, then you have to go to university, then you have to do more exams. So it's a life filled with exams. Okay, but since this is the first major exam in your life, you will feel like exams are a trouble or something like that. But you have to learn at the end of the day. You have to learn to do examinations happily. Okay, so we'll see. Okay, we'll see. I'll give you some advices definitely related to examinations. Okay, because you can't get rid of examinations. Okay. Can I go to Harvard University after studying in Sri Lanka? Yes, definitely. Last year from University of Moratuwa, five students went for Harvard for PhD, as I remember. So I mean, it's something normal at our university. So I mean, not really normal. Okay, it's something you have to work for. Okay, you can't just walk into University of Toronto then just walk into Harvard. But possible, possible. Anyways, let's move on to the session. I mean, I'm responding to the questions. Okay, so let's continue. Can you check this question? Can you check this question? In the tute I provided, uh, in the fifth page, try first question. Try the questions in the fifth page. Try the questions in the fifth page. Try the questions in the fifth page. And if you can't find the tute, just let me know, okay? Yes, the MCQ questions. You have question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's start with the first question quickly. Try to take the answers with me, okay? I mean, let's do some questions. I'll be doing these questions, but if you can quickly get the answer like before me, just try to get the answer. And then let's move on to the. I'll give you a set of difficult and different questions after that. So, anyone need clarification in this area before I move on to the questions? What is the answer for the first one? Please mention in the chat. What is the answer for the first one? Nice. I have several answers. We'll see. Giving an answer is better than getting a wrong answer is not a big issue. Okay, getting a wrong answer is not a big issue. Not trying is the issue. Okay, so you have to try and get the wrong answer. Okay, no big issue there. Anyone need more clarifications in this area? If so, mention in the chat. Then I'll do some questions and explain those questions. Explain this again if required. An object starting from rest. I'm talking about this question. I'm talking about this question. An object starting from rest moves with an acceleration of 1 meters per second square for 10 seconds. Relevant graph for its motion is. Okay. So it starts at rest. It starts at rest. Start at rest means uh, starts at rest means starting at zero. Starts at rest means starting at zero. Okay, it starts at zero. Okay, so here they are asking for the acceleration. Then we'll see it starts at rest. That means starting velocity is zero. Then it moves for 10 seconds. It moves for 10 seconds. That means this value is 10. It moves for 10 seconds. With an acceleration of 1 meters per second squared. With an acceleration of 1 meters per second squared. That means it's a constant acceleration. It's a constant acceleration. So constant acceleration means constant gradient, right? Constant acceleration means constant gradient. නියත අනුක්‍රමණයක් කියන්නේ නියත ත්වරණයක් තියෙනවා කියන්නේ නියත අනුක්‍රමණයක් නේ. It should be a constant gradient. Then what should be the value here? What should be the value here? Yeah. Please mention in the chat. What should be the value here? මෙතන අගය මොකක්ද දෙන්න ඕනේ? Yeah, 10, 10, 10. Nice, nice. Thank you. How? If you like, we can use the equations that we derived. A equals B minus U. I mean, it's really straightforward, but for any scenario, if you like, you can use the equations that you derived. How? Acceleration, they mentioned that the acceleration is 1. Others who got the answer quickly finish all the questions, okay? People who got the answers, quickly finish all the questions, okay? Just don't wait, okay? Just wait, don't waste your time. These days, time is important. So quickly finish all the questions. So, acceleration is 1. Acceleration is 1. The final velocity, I don't know. It's V, I don't know. Starting velocity, 0. Starting velocity, it's 0. Starting velocity is 0. Time taken is 10. So I cross multiply, then I get 1 into 10 equals V minus 0. Then I get V equals 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. So here the value will be 10 meters per second. Value will be 10 meters per second. So the answer would be, I think, the second answer, right? Answer is the second answer, right? Why? Unit of velocity is meters per second. Unit of time is seconds. So this is the complete answer. Velocity time graph that correctly represents the motion of a stone which is thrown upward on 100 meters towards 100-meter tower returns back to the ground. What is the answer? Can someone mention the answer? For the second question, what is the answer? I got 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1. Okay, there's a 5 also. There's no answer as such. What else? Okay, we'll see how. How are we going to get that? It's like this, right? First of all, We are talking about velocity. We are talking about velocity. What is velocity? What is the nature of velocity? Is it a scalar or a vector? Velocity is a scalar or a vector. Daishigya, Adishya, do you know that part? Is it a vector or a scalar? Daishigya, Adishya. Ah, nice. It's a vector. Vector means direction matters, okay? Vector means direction matters. So we have to think about the direction. Clear? We have to think about the direction. Definitely. Okay. So you throw a stone. You throw a stone with a high velocity. Now that means you are starting with some kind of a velocity. You are starting with some kind of a velocity. I'll consider this direction as the positive direction. Okay. I'll consider this direction as the positive direction. So, if this direction is the positive direction, whatever the velocity is in this direction will be positive. So it moves like this. But what happens when it moves up? Its velocity slightly decrease. Its velocity slightly decrease. Clear? Its velocity slightly decrease. And at the highest point, it stops. At the highest point, it stops. That means its velocity becomes zero. See, now it's zero. Its velocity becomes zero. Now it starts moving down. Now it starts moving down. That means the direction changes. Direction changes. What happens when the direction change? When the direction changes, velocity becomes negative. Velocity becomes negative. It still starts from zero and now it keeps increasing its velocity. It keeps increasing its velocity. So the magnitude keeps increasing. Magnitude keeps increasing. And at this point, it returns with the same velocity as before. At this point, it returns with the same velocity as before. But initially it was in this direction, now it is in this direction, so opposite directions. So this is minus v, negative v, negative v. Why the direction changes? That's how the gravity works. That's how the gravity works. When you throw something, okay, when you throw something, it moves up, then moves down. Then when we are talking about velocity time graphs, when we are talking about velocity time graphs, it has to represent the direction. Okay. Okay. It has to represent the direction. So here it's positive and decreasing and goes to zero. Positive, decreasing and goes to zero. Now it returns and keep increasing the velocity, but it's increasing negatively. Why? It's increasing negatively because its direction changes. එයාගේ දිශාව වෙනස් වෙනවා. එයාගේ දිශාව වෙනස් වෙන හින්දා තමයි එයා අනිත් පැත්ත හැරිලා එන්නේ. Okay? So its direction changes. Clear? Ah. Did you understand that part? What's Zoom students just mention in the chat and YouTube students mention in the live chat. There's a lot of questions. I'll look into them. Why the direction changes? Someone has asked. Did you get the answer for that question? Why the direction changes? Did you get the answer for that? Yes. Others? Acceleration and deceleration graph in displacement time graph because it looks curved. Can you please? Okay. Quickly, let's try something. Let's try something. Try this thing. I'll give you a second to try this. Okay. I'll give you a second to try this. If you get this wrong, don't worry, okay? Don't worry. If you get this right, it's good, okay? But if you don't get the answer, just don't worry. You throw something. You throw something like this. It moves up. Then it returns to the ground, then bounce back again. Then it moves up. Then returns to the ground and bounce back again. Ah, draw the velocity time graph for this. Draw the velocity time graph for this. I'll give you like 10 seconds. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, so for the student who asked that for the Tute, it's available in the YouTube live chat. It's available in the YouTube live chat. My coordinator, can you please again put the Tute in the Zoom YouTube live chat? It's available as the first message in the YouTube live chat as a drive link. Okay, and feel free to do your own discussions. Okay, but may keep it public. Okay. So something nice, something nice. This is a possible question, okay? This is a possible question in your exam. Why? Because it's just one step ahead, okay? You have, I mean, this graph, you know, right? This graph you have seen several times in your papers, okay? So in all levels, they don't ask the same question again and again, okay? It's not like every year they ask the same question. If they usually ask new questions, okay? So this one will be addition for this graph, addition for this question. So it's a possible question. How? What happens? You throw something with a v velocity. It moves up. Then it returns. Then it bounces back with the same v velocity. Then it moves up. Then it moves down. Then it bounces back with the same velocity again. See, it keeps happening like this. Clear? It moves up, bounce back, moves up, bounce back. It keeps happening like this. Clear? So, uh, now let's try to properly understand the concept of direction first. Concept of these are very possible questions for O levels, okay? That's just one step ahead, okay? And just tell me if you get the correct answer, okay? So we are talking about a velocity time graph. Now you throw with a v velocity, v velocity, it moves to the highest point. It moves to the highest point. උඩම තැනට ළඟා වෙනවා. It moves to the highest point. Then it stops there. Then it stops there. That means it goes like this. Then it returns to the ground. It returns to the ground. Just like the previous graph. Now it returns to the ground with the same v velocity. Okay. It returns to the ground with the same v velocity. Okay. Now what happens is, okay, it bounces back with the same v velocity. It bounces back with the same v velocity. So if it bounces back with the same v velocity, that means, okay, that means this is my positive direction. That's why this v is marked as positive. When it returns to the ground, it becomes negative v. It becomes negative v when it returns to the ground. Why? The direction becomes opposite. The direction becomes opposite. Now what happens is, okay, now what happens is, it bounces back with the same v velocity, okay? It bounces back with the same v velocity, okay? Same v velocity, but direction becomes positive again, clear? Direction becomes positive again. Why? This is my positive direction, so velocity becomes positive again. So it suddenly returns to positive v. Then again it moves up, moves down. Then it bounces back again. Then it bounces back again. This thing keeps happening. Is that clear? Mention in your chat. Is that clear? Is that clear? And who got the correct answer? Who got the correct answer? Mention in the chat. And by the way, who's planning to do science for A-levels? This is where we start with in A-levels. Again, with motion, but we learn a lot in A-levels. People who are planning to be engineers, doctors, maybe do IT. Not planned it. Whew. You have to plan, okay? You have to plan and you should have some kind of a dream, okay? So clear? Okay, mention the questions that you have. Mention the questions that you have. Velocity will be zero, right? Yeah. In this scenario, okay? In this scenario, velocity, when it returns to the ground, velocity doesn't become zero. It suddenly bounces back with the v velocity. That's the question that I gave, okay? This is not maybe the actual scenario in practically, okay? This is not a very practical scenario. This is the question that I gave. Okay, I said that it bounced back with the same v velocity. See, it bounced back. It bounced back. Clear? It bounced back with the same v velocity. Clear? It bounced back with the same v velocity. Clear? Others, any questions? That's why it's true. Some students have asked, it's really nice that you're thinking practically. Some students ask whether doesn't it become zero when it hits the ground? Yeah, maybe. But in the question that I gave, I said that it bounced back with the same v velocity. So you have to draw the graph for the question, okay? You have to draw the actual graph for the question that I gave, okay? That is the idea. Okay, any other questions? So when it reaches the maximum height, the velocity will be zero. Then it comes back, velocity increase. So the graph should become like the triangular shape, right? Uh, yeah, I'm gonna give a break, but not this soon, okay? I will be definitely giving a break. So that is a good question, okay? That's a good question that you asked. It returns, then it bounce back, okay? It returns and it bounce back without any time delay. So you moves like this, so all of a sudden you moves up. So this change, what happens here? You don't have enough time to do that. So what we do is it returns with a v velocity, then all of a sudden it moves up with a v velocity. So velocity was negative because it was moving downwards. All of a sudden it becomes positive. All of a sudden it becomes positive. It moves down, it hits ground, suddenly it moves up with a v velocity. Clear? Clear? And there was a question like this. The velocity should decrease when it bounces back. Yeah, it's true. But in the question that I gave, I said that there is no energy loss. So it returns with the same velocity, same v velocity. Velocity may, in the practical scenario, in the practical world, velocity will decrease, okay? In the practical world, velocity will decrease, but that's not the scenario that I'm talking about. In the question that I gave, I'm telling that it returns with the same v velocity. It returns with the same v velocity. Clear? Any other questions? Try question number three. Try question number three in your tute. Anyone who doesn't have the tute? Anyone? Question number three. Try this question. Try this question. Question number three. Okay, there's another question. I'll give an answer for that too. Okay, I'll give an answer for that too. And YouTube live students, are you there? Please respond with a message. Try this question number 3. Oh yeah, in that one, I think the answer is we actually don't have the correct answer here, right? These both these graphs doesn't look symmetric. I mean, the correct one should look symmetric, right? Correct one should look symmetric, right? So maybe first one, maybe first one. But if it is the correct answer, it should be exactly symmetric. Graph should be exactly symmetric, like this one. So I think in the question given, they don't have the best answer. It should be symmetric, really symmetric like this. Okay. I'm talking about the question, answer for question number 2. Answer for question number 2. And there's another question. Someone has asked, if we drop the ball from a higher point, then what would be the graph? If we drop the ball from a higher point, what would be the graph? Then it would look like this, okay? If we drop the ball from a higher point, velocity time graph would look like this. There's a question. If we drop the ball from a higher point, then we can consider this as the positive direction, right? Why? Ball is moving downwards. Ball is moving downwards. Clear? Then ball starts with a zero velocity. Ball starts with a zero velocity. It starts with a zero velocity. Then its velocity keeps increasing. Its velocity keeps increasing. Its velocity keeps increasing until it reaches a higher value. Its velocity keeps increasing until it reaches a higher value. Clear? That means it starts with a zero velocity, and velocity keeps increasing. Velocity keeps increasing like this. Clear? For the student who asked the question, if you drop it like this, you can consider this as the positive direction. Why? Initially, ball is moving in this direction. Clear? Clear? And if this one repeats, what would happen? If this one repeats, all of a sudden, it will move up with a v velocity. So now this is the negative direction. So if this one repeats, it would look like this. Just remember these things, okay? You don't have to understand everything here because in all levels, I did this because this is a potential question, okay? This is a potential question. That's why I gave this. So try to understand as much as possible. It's good if you can understand, but if not, don't worry, okay? If not, don't worry. You can have a, I mean, you can just try to remember the answer, okay? Because these questions, they will not make them any more complex, okay? If it comes in all levels, they may ask the same question, most probably, okay? Most probably they will ask the same question again. Hi, Janidwai. Hi. I'm just responding to the Zoom chat. I mean, the YouTube chat. Others, any questions? Any questions? Or else I'll move to the third question. I'm here to give you a very nice understanding about all the physics that you have learned, okay? Otherwise, I mean, it's pointless to do the same thing that you have done in the O-level classes. I'm here to give you a very good insight about physics so that you just don't have to worry about the examinations. You know a little bit more physics than O-level so that you don't need to, I mean, now if you get a scholarship, get the scholarship examination, you will write it, right? Easily. Ah, you said hi too. Sorry, I didn't see that. Hi. Zoom students are angry with me. Hi. So are you doing A-level physics English medium classes? Yes, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing A-level physics English medium and A-level physics English medium and Olympiad training. Let's try to do some Olympiad questions too, maybe after O levels. Now we have more problems to think about, right? First we have to pass O levels. I mean, passing O levels would be easy, okay? So we'll see. Now, question number three. Question number three. What do they tell in question number three? A ball is projected upward with a velocity of 40 meters per second. The distance traveled by the ball when it reaches half of its maximum height is. When the ball reaches half of its maximum height is. Ah, a ball is projected upward with a velocity of 40 meters per second. Question number three. A ball is projected upwards with a velocity of 40 meters per second. The distance traveled by the ball when it reaches half of its maximum height. When it reaches half of its maximum height. So, if this is the maximum height, this is half of the maximum height. They are asking the velocity at this point. Starting velocity is 40. Starting velocity is 40. Starting velocity is 40. Okay, there is no answer. We'll see. We'll see. Starting velocity is 40. Velocity at this point, let's take it as V1. Velocity at this point, let's take it as V2. V2. So what we can do here is, I mean, in A level, there are nice methods to get the answer for this. But first of all, I'll use the equations that you are comfortable with. That means I'll use the equations that you use in O levels. Okay. First of all, I'll use O level equations. One equation would be A equals acceleration equals velocity difference over time. Acceleration equals velocity difference over time. We don't have to think about the direction or anything. Can you tell me what is the acceleration when something moves under gravity? Can you tell me what is the acceleration when something moves under gravity? What is the value for the acceleration when something moves under gravity? 9, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, nice. 10. YouTube live students, I need the answers from your side too. Okay. Some tells 9.8, some tells 10. Usually in our syllabus, we consider it as 10. So acceleration is 10. Let's consider from the lowest point to highest point. Let's consider from the lowest point to highest point. What is the velocity at the highest point? What is the velocity at the highest point? Can someone tell me? 0. It moves up, then stops. It moves up, then stops. So velocity at the highest point is 0. Starting velocity is 40. So velocity difference would be 40. Velocity difference from top to bottom is 40. Difference is 40, right? You starts from 40, stops at 0. So the difference is, velocity difference is 40 over time. So you can solve this. Then you get t equals 40 over 10. That means 4 seconds. 4 seconds. This is the time taken for the highest point. This is the time taken for the highest point. Clear? Now you can find this point height using S equals u plus v over 2 into t. You can get this height using S equals u plus v over 2 into t. Okay. Then you get starting velocity 40. Final velocity, here it is 0. At the highest point, velocity is 0. It stops at the highest point. උඩම තැන දිහා නවතිනවා. So final point is 0 over 2. දෙකෙන් බෙදන්න ඕන. What is the time taken from the lowest point to highest point? It's 4 seconds. Time taken from the lowest point to highest point is 4 seconds. So what is the answer? What is the answer? 2, 2. You get 80 meters. 80 meters. That means the height is 80 meters. Maximum height is 80 meters. Now they need me to find the velocity. Maximum height is 80 meters. Now they need me to find the velocity when it moves h over 2. So h over 2 means 40 then. H over 2 means 40. Maximum height is 80, then h over 2 is 40. They need me to find the velocity when the distance is half. Clear? They need me to find the velocity when the distance is half. So again, let's apply this equation, same equation from here to here. Let's apply this equation from here to here. How? S equals u plus v over 2 into t. Starting velocity 40. Starting velocity 40. Final velocity v1. I'm applying the equation from here to here. Okay. I'm applying the equation from here to here. Or else we can do something like this. Yeah. Or else we can try something like this. We can write, now what we need to find is the ball is projected upward with a velocity of 40. The distance traveled by the ball when it reaches half of its maximum height. Okay, they are asking the maximum height, right? Sorry. I'm talking about a different question. So we have the answer, right then? Okay, sorry. They are asking for this, right? A ball is projected upward with a velocity of 40 meters per second. The distance traveled by the ball when it reaches half of its maximum height. So then it's really easy, right? Half of its maximum height is 40. We have the answer, sorry. I was doing something else. Clear? Clear? So what I did was, I apply A equals V minus U over T. Then I took the time taken for the highest point. Then I apply S equals U plus V over 2 into T. From this point to highest point. Since I know the time is 4. Starting velocity 40. Final velocity 0. Divided by 2. Then I get the maximum height as 80 meters. Then half of it is 40 meters. Half of it is 40 meters. Clear? Half of the velocity is 40 meters. So it's really easy. Clear? Can you please respond? Did you get the answer correct? Or did you understand? Others, please respond quickly. Nice. YouTube students? There's a question. Sir, whether we can get the whether we can get the height, uh, whether we can get the height using the energy, using the energy. Yes, true. You can do that. Nice request. Let's try that. There's a request from a student, or some a student has mentioned that we can get the answer using energy, right? So we'll try that. We'll try that. It's nice. How? Como the guy know that energy density. Yeah. Can someone tell me the equation for kinetic energy? Something extra. But since a student has asked, let's try that. It's a good suggestion. What is the equation for kinetic energy? What is the equation for kinetic energy? Half mv square. In this session, I'll be moving here and there. Okay, that is the whole idea. In the paper, they don't give you the topics. Okay, motion equations. Now do the motion equation questions. Now energy equation. Now do the energy equation questions. They don't do like that, right? They just give a bunch of theory parts. You have to use all the theory parts that you know to do a question, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to do like first this part, then this part. No. If we can use something completely, I mean, something from a different lesson for this question, I'll use that, okay? So, kinetic energy half mv square. What is the equation for potential energy? Vibhav Shakti equation. What is the equation for potential energy? mgh, right? Equation for potential energy is mgh. So, do you know energy conservation? Can you respond? Do you know energy conservation? Shakti sensitive? Alti no. Do you know energy conservation? Students? Who knows energy conservation? Shakti sensitive? Anyways, what is the idea? What is the idea? When you throw this thing, I mean energy is conserved, okay? Energy is conserved. That means you can't invent energy. You can't invent energy or destroy energy. You can only convert energy. So when you throw something upwards, what happens is, okay, when you throw something upwards, what happens is, you had a huge kinetic energy when you throw it upwards. So you have a higher kinetic energy, half mv square. Now when it moves upwards, your velocity keeps decreasing. When it moves upwards, your velocity keeps decreasing. So what happens here is, kinetic energy is decreasing. When the velocity decreases, kinetic energy decreases. ප්‍රවේගය අඩු වෙද්දී චාලක ශක්තිය අඩු වෙනවානේ. When velocity decrease, kinetic energy decrease. ප්‍රවේගය අඩු වෙද්දී චාලක ශක්තිය අඩු වෙනවා. Then it moves like this and it velocity becomes zero. Finally, velocity becomes zero. But then what happens to this kinetic energy? It turns into potential energy. මේ හානි වෙන චාලක ශක්තිය විභව ශක්තියට නේද හැරෙන්නේ? This kinetic energy gets destroyed. It doesn't get destroyed actually. It converts into potential energy. So whatever the kinetic energy we lose from here to here, it turns into potential energy. It turns into potential energy. Clear? That means here you had a kinetic energy of half mv square. At the highest point, your kinetic energy is zero, while your velocity is zero. Here your height is zero. Here your height is h. That means here your potential energy is zero. Here your potential energy is mgh. So this kinetic energy you had, this kinetic energy you had is converted into potential energy mgh. This kinetic energy you had is converted into potential energy mgh. So using this you can get m to m cancels out. You get h equals v squared over 2. Then you take g here, g. Now you can use this to get the height. How? You throw with a velocity of 40. You throw with a velocity of 40. 2 into G. What is G? 10. G is 10, right? G is 10. So you get this answer. Clear? You get this answer. What is the answer? For, here you get 1600. Here you get 20. 0 to 0 cancels out. 160 over 2, 80 meters. See, you get the same answer. Is that clear, everyone? Mention in the chat. Okay. There are more than one method to get the answer, okay? There are like hundreds of methods to get the same answer in physics. That is the beauty of physics, okay? Nothing is certain and nothing is exact. We thought that the Newton's physics is correct. Now Newton's physics are getting destroyed. Then Einstein physics came. Then Einstein physics goes down. Then quantum physics moves upwards. It never stops. That's the nature of physics. Clear? You guys need an interval, or can we do more like half an hour more and give the interval? I have to move to Newton's laws next. Okay, let's do half an hour more. Then I'll give you the interval. And I mean, these days, since you are participating in examination, it's really, I mean, good if you can like keep your mind clean. I mean, for like usually who loses a lot of marks due to careless mistakes? Are there any students who lose a lot of marks due to careless mistakes? Okay, there's a lot. There's a lot. So there's someone is mentioning Einstein's laws exist because of Newton himself. Yes, that's why Newton is considered as the one of I mean as the I mean the greatest physicist of all time, right? Newton developed all those equations when there was no background in science. Science didn't exist when Newton invented for everything. For Einstein, he had a nice background of physics. Okay. Okay. Uh, so there's a lot of students who miss marks due to careless mistakes. So these days, what you have to do is you have to one thing which is really important is you have to improve your attention. Improve your attention, and improving the attention is a really simple thing if you do these things correctly. Okay. Because who decides this? I mean, what are the careless mistakes you usually do? Okay. So you write sometimes 2 plus 3, then you write 4. I mean, if you look at the careless mistakes that you make, especially in MCQs, they are pretty pointless, right? So how can you make a mistake like this? How can you make a mistakes like this? I mean, you are intelligent enough not to make a mistake like this. මේවගේ වැරදි වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. So definitely you lost focus at some point. When you're doing a calculation, you lost focus at some point. So that is the main reason, okay? That is the main reason. So, yeah. So basically the reason behind this scenario is you are losing your attention or focus at some point of your time, some point of time, but you don't have an idea about when you are losing your focus. So if we talk about our day-to-day activities, okay, things that we usually do daily in a daily basis, what we do is we watch a movie. Whenever we are watching the movie, we look at the phone. When we are looking at the phone, then we all of a sudden go and study. When we are studying, we look at the mobile phone. Then we again study. Then we watch a little bit of TV. Okay. So see, what do we train every day? What do we train every day? We train distraction. Okay. We train distraction a lot. Okay. Every second we get distracted. When you are eating, you are looking at the mobile phone. When you are eating, I mean, you sometimes watch a movie. So it goes on like this. Okay. So when you train your brain to stay distracted, it masters this thing. Okay. It masters staying distracted. Okay. It masters staying distracted. So what you have to do is, මොකක්ද අපි කරන්න ඕනේ? Learn at least for 2 hours per day. Learn focusing. How you can learn focusing? It's quite simple. When you are studying, don't study for 2 3 hours. Take 20 minutes and keep your mobile phone in the next room. Keep you if you have any monitors or anything like that, keep them away. Now work for 20 minutes intensely. Keep your focus exactly on the work you are doing for 20 minutes. Then take a 10-minute break. Go on. Take your mobile phone. Keep looking at the phone. Okay, go through Instagram or do whatever you like. Don't think about studying. When you are looking at the mobile phone, focus in your mobile phone. When you are looking at your Instagram, focus on your Instagram. When you are looking at your book, focus on your book. Keep them separated. When you are watching a movie, don't think about all levels. For the for continuous 1 hour, keep watching the movie. Keep watching the movie. Don't think about anything else. Don't look at your mobile phone when you're watching a movie. Then when you look at the mobile phone again, don't think about anything else. Don't think about all levels. Focus on your mobile phone. Then again keep your mobile phone away, return. Again take 20 minutes and intensely work in that 20 minutes. Completely focus in that 20 minutes. Just don't touch your mobile phone or anything for that 20 minutes, okay? If you do this properly, you can't even hear when someone is talking to you in these 20 minutes. That's how you can focus, okay? I usually do these things for Olympiad examinations and for examinations in my University of Morato. Okay? Ah, what you are doing here is you are practicing your focus. So you can practicing focus is not, I mean, to practice your muscles, you have to go to the gym. For that, you have to take some extra time, but you don't need any extra time to practice focus. You can practice focus when you're looking at your mobile phone. You can practice focus when you're looking at your book. And you can practice focus when you're eating. How? Just focus on everything in your food. Focus in everything in your food for 10 minutes. Okay? Focus on your food and eat. So do this for 2 3 hours per day if possible. It's difficult, okay? It's not easy as it's easy to tell. Okay, do this for like 2 3 hours per day. Your focus will improve insanely, okay? Your focus will improve insanely. So that's definitely required for. And if you do that, some students are not doing science because they think they are not intelligent enough. Uh, some students are, that's not the case. Usually, everyone have enough intelligence to do science. Everyone has enough intelligence to do medicine or to be doctors or to be engineers or anything they like. Only issue is your focus, okay? Only issue is your focus. So, how far you are going to go in, how far you are going to go in any industry, it depends on your focus, okay? I'm here today because of my focus, okay? Because of my focus. I got to University of Morato. I got 3 A's. I got a physics Olympiad gold medal. Now I was the batch top in my university until last semester. Not because I'm intelligent. I'm not that intelligent to be honest. I'm not an intelligent guy, but I'm a focused guy. Why? Being focused is not a super skill or anything like that. I practice that. I practice that. It makes your life real easy. You can do science, you can do maths, you can do anything. You can do engineering or you can do business very well. You can do whatever you like very well if you practice focus. So practice focus, okay? At least spend 2 3 hours per day practicing focus, okay? So to practice focus, you don't have to take any extra time. You have to do whatever you are doing, do it properly. Whenever you are watching a movie, do it properly. Whenever you are looking at your Instagram feed, do it properly. Whenever you are studying, do it properly. Do only one thing at a time. You train focus, you win anything, okay? You win anything. You lose all the careless mistakes, okay? So let's move on. Newton's laws. Newton's laws. So what is the Newton's first law? Mention, quickly mention. What is Newton's first law? Yeah, sorry, Newton's first law, it's not F equals ma. Until there's an unbalanced force acting on something, A body will remain stationary or it will move at a constant velocity. Inertia, law of inertia, we call that law of inertia. අවශ්‍යතිය පිළිබඳ මූලධර්මය. බාහිර අසන්තුලිත බලයක් යෙදෙන තාක්කල් කවුරු හරි ඒකාකාර ප්‍රවේගයෙන් යනවා නැත්නම් නිශ්චලව ඉන්නවා. Until there's an external unbalanced force on a system, it will remain stationary or it will move with a constant velocity. Then what is Newton's second law? Newton gave what is Newton's second law? Acceleration of a body is proportional to the force. Here, acceleration of a body is proportional to the force. බලයට සමානුපාතිකයි ත්වරණය. Newton's second law. F equals ma. How do we derive the F equals ma equation? From Newton's first law, from Newton's first law, acceleration is proportional to the force. Acceleration is proportional to the force. Then we know another thing. What? Acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. Higher the mass, more difficult to accelerate. Okay? Higher the mass, more difficult to accelerate. Okay? ස්කන්ධය වැඩි වෙන්න වැඩි වෙන්න ත්වරණය කරන්න අමාරුයි. Higher the mass, more difficult to accelerate. Clear? Now you combine these two equations. F 1 over m is proportional to acceleration. That means F over, I'll take A down. That means if I measure everything properly, how do we remove a proportionality mark? How do we remove a proportionality mark? සමානුපාතික ලකුණක් අයින් කරන්න කොහොමද? How do we remove a proportionality mark? Using what? Maybe, yeah, we can talk about cross multiplication. Yes. Anything else? Using a constant of proportionality. Nice answer. Using a constant of proportionality. Nice. So, you can use a constant of proportionality to remove proportionality. සමානුපාතිකත්වය අයින් කරන්න proportionality constant එකක් ගේන්න පුළුවන්. සමානුපාතික නියතයක් ගේන්න පුළුවන්. Now in this case, this k becomes 1. This k becomes 1. When this k becomes 1, you get f over m equals a. That means f equals ma. F equals ma. Clear? Got the answer? Clear? So, can someone tell me the answer for this quickly? This is again a possible question in O levels, okay? Very simple scenario, but you have to understand it properly. I'll give you like 2-3 minutes to think. Try to come up with the proper answer. This question number 1, question number 4 here. But hit this one. It's available in page 7. Page 7. Try to get the answer. What is the answer? What is the answer? So yes, I'll give you the interval at 10. What is the answer? Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law, Fleming's right hand rule. What is the law? A lot of students are telling Newton's third law, some are telling Newton's first law, some are telling Newton's second law. Actually, the correct answer will be Newton's first law. Newton's first law. Why? How does this happen? How does this happen? What happens here is there's a bottle like this. You have a paper like this. You have a coin like this. On top of that, when you quickly remove this cardboard, when you quickly remove this cardboard, this coin doesn't get enough time to change its motion. So if you slowly move this, this coin will move with the paper, right? If you slowly move with this coin will slowly move with the paper. But if you quickly pull this, okay? If you quickly pull this coin doesn't have enough time to change its motion. That means due to its inertia, it happens due to its inertia. Clear? It happens due to its inertia. You quickly push this or quickly pull this, but this coin, you are not applying any force on the coin. So when there is no external unbalanced force on the coin, it will remain stationary. So paper moves away, coin is still there, then next, due to gravity, coin falls down. So it's law of inertia, Newton's first law. Newton's පළවෙනි නියමය නේද එතන තියෙන්නේ, clear? It's Newton's first law. Is that clear? It's Newton's first law. Is that clear? Yeah, there's a nice question. What about friction? That's why there will be friction, yes. But when you quickly move that, you don't provide enough time for that friction to do a work on this coin. If you slowly pull it, friction have enough time to change the motion of the coin. But when you quickly pull this, okay, when you quickly pull this, you doesn't give enough time for the friction to change the motion of the coin. ඝර්ෂණයට ප්‍රමාණවත් වෙලාවක් දෙන්නේ මේ coin එක ගලවන්න. Clear? You don't provide enough time to change the motion of the coin. Clear? So this coin comes with the paper. Sorry. So when you doesn't provide enough time, coin stays there. You only pull the paper, then coin drops down. So Newton's first law. Is that clear? Please respond. Is that clear? Then let's try next question. Then I'll give you the interval. It's really simple. A m mass of wooden block is pulled using Newton's, and this is also a very possible question. Okay, in all levels. Why? Really simple, and I mean a very common question, right? A thing that you usually know, right? A thing that you usually know. That's why. This one. Check this one. A mass m of wooden block using a Newton balance with F1 force on a rough surface. Frictional force F2 exerted in the opposite direction. Find the acceleration. Find the acceleration of the system. What is the answer? You know the answer, right? It's a simple question. You have mass M here, and definitely after the session, I'll provide you a feedback form, okay? And about the next sessions. You have mass M here. F1 here. F2 here. So let's apply F equals MA. We choose a direction. We choose a direction. You have F1 in that direction. F2 in opposite direction. F1 in that direction. F2 in opposite direction. Mass is M. Acceleration is A. Then I get A equals F1 minus F2 over M. I get acceleration equals F1 minus F2 over M. Here, that is the acceleration. Next, we have to discuss about momentum and friction. Then about moment. Then we can move on to equilibrium, pressure, then let's move to electromagnetics. Then, is the session good for now? Do you need this mechanics or do you feel that it is unnecessary? Should I move into another lesson? Please mention your comments. How do you feel? Because I would really like if I can optimize your time. If you can get the maximum out of the seminar from every lesson, it would be really great. So, is it okay the way I'm doing the session? Zoom students and YouTube live students. Okay, so I'll be definitely doing several sessions. Okay, if time doesn't permit, let's do electromagnetics in another day, electronics another day. Let's keep doing like that. Okay, so I'll give you the interval. Uh, like, is it? Do you need 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes? 15 minutes will be enough, right? Okay, it's quite quick. Okay, okay. I'll try to make it keep it slow. Okay, 10. Time is 10. I'll start again at 10:15. Be there by 10:15. Don't miss the session, okay? Be there by 10:15. And others, you can keep trying the questions, okay? Okay, just go through the note and keep doing the questions. And if you can't find the tune, let me know, okay? In the YouTube live chat or Zoom chat, let me know if you can't find the tune. So students, are you there? Let's wait like 5 minutes until, not five, 1 or 2 minutes until everyone joins. Then let's start. Quickly mention others to join if you have your friends who are joining the class. And you can hear me clearly, right? So Tute is again available in the description. Uh, and it's available as the first message in the YouTube live chat. Can you find that? Coordinator, can you put the drive link for the uh, drive link and our WhatsApp group number to YouTube live too, so that they can check. And for anyone who's watching the recording after the tube, uh, after the session, you can join through join our WhatsApp group. I'll provide the WhatsApp group link in the description too in our YouTube link. So everyone, and coordinator, can you please provide it again in the YouTube live link? Okay. Okay. So if anyone can't find the tube, let me know in the Zoom chat or YouTube live chat. Okay. I'll start the session again. And everyone make sure if you are joining through YouTube or Zoom chat, whatever the medium you are joining, please join the WhatsApp group definitely. Okay. Because future sessions will be informed through WhatsApp group and all. Okay, so and our Facebook page too. You can check my Facebook page if you like. If you need more information, it's Janidul Anand Physics. It's Janidul Anand Physics. My Facebook page. You can get all the information through that too. But definitely join the WhatsApp group. Okay. Join the WhatsApp group. So to get more information, join the WhatsApp group or check my Facebook page, Janindu. It's Janindu with an extra N. Leelananda Physics. It's Janindu Leelananda Physics. And if you can't find anything, if you have any issues, if you need the note or if anything like that, if any issue occurs, uh, you can contact this number too. If you want, you can contact this number and mention whatever the issue you have, or if you need to join the group, or if you can't find the tute or anything. This is my coordinator's number 070 402 402 070 402 9701. 070 402 9701. And even my coordinators are people who did really well in A levels too. So definitely you don't have to worry even for choosing fields or anything like that. You can contact me or my coordinators and ask whatever the questions you have. Okay. And again, like please, and there are some issues related to stream, how to choose the stream kind of stuff. Uh, we'll see. I'll talk about that later. Okay, I'll talk about that later. It's a nice question which is really important. We'll see. So let's move on. Let's talk about friction. Let's talk about friction. Can you hear me clearly? Please respond. And can you see me clearly? Both YouTube live students and Zoom students, please respond. Okay. So, friction. Friction is and momentum. You have to know momentum. What is momentum? MV. Okay. Momentum is mass into velocity. MV. You have to know this one too. Let's do some questions later related to momentum. Then can you tell me, like, okay, can you tell me, what is friction? What is friction? Someone try to mention what is friction? And YouTube live students, I need answers from you too. Okay, I need answers from you too. What is friction? What is friction? Opposite force to a motion. Live YouTube live students, I need more answers from you too. What is friction? An opposing force acting on an object. Nice. Okay, okay. We have several answers. So the idea is like this. Idea is like this. Whenever you try to move an object, whenever you try to move an object, okay, the surface creates an opposite force. As the surface creates an opposite force. What is the reason? What is the reason behind this opposite force? Why do you have this opposite force? Reason is, although you see these things as straight lines, actual surface is like this. If you look from a microscope, this is how you see a surface of something, and this is your table. So you should see they are uniform. It's not uniform, so they are stuck in this scenario. Is that clear? Is that clear? Although your tile looks beautiful, if you look from a microscope, it looks like this. Okay, they are not uniform. Okay, so even the plane mirror, it's not uniform. Nothing is that uniform. So if you look from a good microscope, so this they are blocked. They are blocked in these parts. That's why you have friction. So when you try to push it, they gets blocked in this. They gets blocked in this. That's why it's difficult to push. So you have to get rid of these blocks and take this thing out to push it. That's why you need some extra force to get rid of the friction. That is the basic idea of friction, okay? That is the basic idea of friction. So who decides what are the factors affecting friction? Mention in the Zoom chat what are the factors affecting friction. What are the factors affecting friction? Perpendicular reaction force. And YouTube live students, can you hear me clearly? Please respond. Nature of surface, normal reaction. I have an answer. Area. No, no. Area has no impact. Okay. So, what are the factors affecting friction? Normal reaction. Abhilamba pratikriya. Normal reaction. That means if if you have to apply a force F to move this, if you increase this weight, if you increase this weight, you need more force to push this. Okay, you need more force to pull this. Why? Higher the weight, higher the normal reaction. Higher the weight of the object, higher the normal reaction, higher the normal reaction, higher the friction. Okay, so friction responds to the normal reaction. Clear? Friction responds to the normal reaction. Ghර්ෂණය මොකක්කටද response කරන්නේ අභිලම්භ ප්‍රතික්‍රියාවට. It reacts to the normal reaction. So higher the normal reaction, higher the friction. Another thing is nature of the surface. Some surfaces are like this. They are not that rough. then the friction is low. Then the friction is low. Okay. Then some surfaces are like this. Some surfaces are like this. Some surfaces are like this. So there's a lot of blocks. They are stuck with each other. Then if the surface is like this, if the surface is rough, it's difficult to push this. If the surface is smooth, it's easy to push this. Clear? That is the idea. Clear? That is the idea. Now, now next part. Next part. Uh, Now if we take this thing, uh, now you know that that it affects. I mean, the nature of the surface affects the friction, and normal reaction affects the friction. What is normal reaction? There's a question. What is normal reaction? අභිලම්භ ප්‍රතික්‍රියාව කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Whenever there's a weight, this flow creates a reaction opposite to that. Clear? Whenever there's a weight, this flow creates a reaction towards that, opposite to that. That is the normal reaction. අභිලම්භ ප්‍රතික්‍රියාව. බරට විරුද්ධව පොළවෙන් උඩට ඇති කරන බලය. බරට විරුද්ධව පොළවෙන් උඩට ඇති කරන බලයට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ අභිලම්භ ප්‍රතික්‍රියාව, normal reaction කියලා. Clear? Clear? Then let's talk about the next one. Area, surface area. Does surface area affects the friction? පෘෂ්ඨවර්ග බලය ඝර්ෂණයට බලපෑම් කරනවා. Does surface area affects the friction? Can someone tell me? Does surface area affects the friction? No, no. Nice, nice. Why? What is the reason? Reason is like this. Wait, I'll try to show you a video. It's easy to explain this way. Okay, this one. Friction and the area of contact. This is the guy who invented these things. This is the usual experiment, right? This is the usual experiment. This is a normal experiment that we can use to prove this, okay? So you can check what is the weight required to move this. So if these two weights are equal, if these three weights are equal, that means the surface area doesn't matter. Surface area doesn't matter. That is the idea. So actually surface area doesn't matter. Why? As I said, although you see these things as straight lines, very smooth surfaces, in the actual scenario, they are like this. They are like this. See? Then, when you keep it there, actually the whole surface does not touch with the ground. Only very few points touch with the ground. Clear? Only very few points like this touch with the ground. Whole surface does not touch with the ground. So although you think that the area matters, actually the area does not touch the ground. What we have to consider is real area of contact. This real area of contact is really small. For something this huge, 12 into 12 inches, real area of contact is like 0.01 inches. That means real area of contact is really small. It's extremely small. So no matter what is the area, real area of contact is something very small points. Real area of contact is very few points only. Very few points only. So due to that reason, area doesn't matter. Due to that reason, area doesn't matter. This real area of contact is almost equal to all the scenarios, no matter what is the area, what is the actual area. So the actual area doesn't matter. ඇත්ත වර්ගඵලයෙන් වැඩක් නැහැ. ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම ස්පර්ශ වෙන වර්ගඵලය ඊට වඩා සෑහෙන පොඩි. Clear? Is that clear? Can someone please respond? Is that clear? Nice. Others? Cool, cool. Nice. It's good to know these things properly, okay? I mean, you can answer any question if you just study stuff. I mean, it's pretty difficult, okay? But if you understand stuff, it's really easy, okay? It's really easy if you understand stuff, okay? So always try to understand everything. So, what are the use cases? What are the usages of friction? What are the use cases of friction? This is a very common question that they can ask in all levels. What are the use cases of friction? ප්‍රයෝජන මොනවද? ඝර්ෂණයේ තියෙන. Walking, you are walking due to friction, right? You are walking because of friction. Otherwise, you will slip. When you walk, you move forward because of friction. Clear? Vehicles, brakes are due to friction. And there's something called friction welding too. What is friction welding? Have you seen that? Friction welding. Friction welding is also a use case of friction. Friction welding means, you see, when you do this, your temperature of your hands increase, right? So if you do this properly, if you increase your this temperature to a very high value, these surfaces will get melted and they will stay in contact forever. Here, if you like, I can show you. See, this is friction welding. You just rub them really fast. Rub them really fast so that they increase their temperature and get melted, then they connect with each other. This is friction welding. This is how they contact metals with each other. This is how they connect metals with each other. You can't just use a gum to connect metals, okay? You can't use super glue to connect metals. See, this is friction welding. See how nice they stay in contact with each other. Now this is a very strong connection, okay? The connection it creates due to friction welding is really strong. It's good to know these practical applications, okay? Okay, what's next? What's next? And meanwhile, just mention what is the next day that we can do a session. Tuesday morning, you have the session for chemistry, right? Shammika's session. Shammika is also doing chemistry sessions for all level students, and I really recommend those sessions. Okay, I really recommend those sessions. So just go for those sessions. I'll provide the link to that one also in my group. Okay, just everyone join my group. So you can join that. I think it's in Tuesday morning. So if you like, I can do Tuesday evening. Okay. Monday it's not possible for me. I think. Tuesday evening. Can we do a session Tuesday evening and Friday morning? Those two sessions will be enough to finish. I think almost everything. Tuesday evening maybe 2 to 6, something like 2 to 6. I'll confirm. I can confirm. I'll check with my schedules and confirm. Just for you to know, like. I'm doing my BSc and starting my MSc. I'm doing a lot of classes for A-level students, English medium and Sinhala medium physics. I'm doing Olympiad training and I'm running my own electronic company and software company. So there's a lot going in my life too. So Have to check my schedule and I can inform you. I'll check it. So everyone please join the group, okay? So Tuesday and Friday, let's try. Tuesday and Friday. Thursday morning is also possible from my side. Thursday morning is also possible. So I'll inform you the schedule. I'll inform you the schedule. Maybe Thursday morning and Friday morning, or Tuesday evening and Friday morning. It will be something like that. These two sessions will be enough for us to finish a majority of the physics parts. Okay, we'll see. I'll inform. Okay, now let's move on. Uh, there are three stages of friction, right? What are the three stages of friction? Do you know that? What are the three stages of friction? Garshane stages tika monada? Yeah, static friction. What else? Static limiting dynamic. Nice. Static limiting dynamic. Static friction. Sitika garshane. That means you are trying to move the object. You are trying to move the object, but the object is not moving. You are trying to move the object, but the object is not moving. So in static friction, if we apply 10 newtons, what is the value of static friction here? What is the value of static friction here? මෙතන ඇතිවන ස්ථිතික ඝර්ෂණය අගය මොකක්ද? What is the value of static friction? If value of static friction is still 10, that's why this object is not moving. You apply 10 newtons in that way. Friction creates a 10 newton in this way. That's why it's not moving. That's why it's not moving. We call these type of forces like friction, we call them self-adjusting forces. Swansea Rumaru Balagina, self-adjusting forces. Why? If you increase this, if you make it 11 Newton, friction will automatically become 11 Newton and it will not allow this block to move. So when you increase this, the friction is increased automatically. Friction is increased automatically. But friction can't increase forever. There's a maximum value that friction can obtain. Maybe 12 newtons, maybe 13 newtons. There's a maximum value that friction can obtain. ඝර්ෂණයට යන්න පුළුවන් උපරිමයක් තියෙනවා. That value we call it limiting friction. The maximum possible friction that you can have, limiting friction. Clear? ගතික ඝර්ෂණය. When you pass the limiting friction, සීමාකාරී ඝර්ෂණය පෙන්වුවම. When you pass the limiting friction, object starts moving. Object starts moving. When the object is moving, you have dynamic friction. When the object is moving, you have dynamic friction. So friction has three stages. Friction has three stages. Static friction, when the object is not moving, there are static friction. සිතික ඝර්ෂණයේ තියෙන වස්තුව ගමන් නොකරන විට. Then limiting friction, that means the maximum possible friction. Then dynamic friction, ගතික ඝර්ෂණය. Clear? These are the stages of friction. Clear? Everyone clear? Respond please. Then we have to talk about resultant forces. Resultant forces. Can someone quickly find the resultant force in this scenario? If there's 10 newtons here, if there's 5 newtons here, okay, try to find this 5 newtons here. If the mass of this block is 10 kilogram, find the acceleration of this block. Forget friction and everything. There's no friction, no anything. A person is pulling with 10 newtons in this direction. Another person is pulling this block with 5 newtons in this direction. Find the acceleration of this 10 kilograms. I'll give you like 10 seconds. Put the answer in the Zoom chat. So what is the answer? There's a block of a mass of 10 kilogram here. A person is pulling it with a 10 Newton force in this direction. Another person is pulling it with a 5 Newton force in this direction. What is the acceleration of this system? What is the acceleration of this system? So first of all, we have to take resultant forces. Resultant forces. Okay, you may not know this at the moment, but uh, what happens if there are two forces like this? What happens when there are two forces like this, 10 Newton and 5 Newtons? What is the resultant? They get sudden. So resultant is 15 Newtons. When there are two opposite forces, 10 Newtons and 5 Newtons, they get subtracted. That means 5 Newtons. When you have two forces like this, you can use Pythagoras law to get the resultant. Pythagoras law එක ගන්න පුළුවන් resultant එක ගන්න. That means it's like this. You have 10 Newtons in this direction, 5 Newtons in this direction. When you have a system like this, you can use Pythagoras to get the resultant. Some ප්‍රයුක්තය ගන්න Pythagoras දාන්න පුළුවන්. What is the value you get when you apply Pythagoras law? What is the value you get when you apply Pythagoras law? 10 squared plus. So the idea is if this value is x, you get x squared equals 10 squared plus 5 squared. So x equals 10 squared plus 5 squared square root. 10 squared means 100. This is 125, 125. Clear? 125. Now you can apply F equals M. Resultant force is 125 root. Mass is 10 kilogram. Acceleration is A. Then you get root 125 over 10. Root 125 over 10. Is that clear? I just applied F equals MA. Please respond. Is it clear? These are the type of questions that you can get in O levels. Okay, hard questions. Yes. I mean, I should practice you for the hard questions, right? Easy questions you will anyway do. Okay. So whether you are getting an A or B, these things are decided by the difficult questions, right? So if you are going to go for a C or B or a good result, then we have to do difficult questions. Okay, easy questions you will anyway. You will figure out a method for easy questions. Then moment, Purne. What is the moment? What is the moment? When there's a door connected like this. When there's a door connected like this. Is this clear, everyone? Yes, right? So these things it's better to know. Okay, this is how you calculate the resultant force. And you have additional stuff in the note. That note, it doesn't have electronics, but just go through that note and do the questions. You will revise all theory points. Okay, all theory points you will revise by going through that note and by doing those questions. Okay. So you know that it's easy to open this door if you apply the force from here. It's difficult to open the door if you apply the force at this point, right? It's easy to open the door like this. It's difficult to open the door like this if it is connected from here and here. What is the reason? To open the door, you have to apply a moment. ගූර්ණයක් නේද ඇති කරන්න ඕනේ දොරක් අරින්න. To open the door, you have to apply a moment. So to apply a moment, okay? To apply a moment, you have to increase the moment. Increasing the force is not enough. Why? Who decides the moment? Who decides the moment? ගූර්ණය කියන එක ඇති කරන්නේ කවුද? Who decides the moment? Who decides the moment? Not only the force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance. So to increase the moment, you have to increase the force and moment to both. That means if there's something like this, if the force you apply is F, if this distance is D, moment is ගූර්ණය සමානයි, moment is F into D. moment is F into D. Clear? There's a meter ruler like this. You have a weight connected to the meter ruler at this point. It's 10 newtons. This distance is 5, sorry, it's not a meter ruler, just a stick, 5 meters. Then you have 80 newtons. This is placed on a knife edge like this. It's like this. It's placed on a knife edge like this. There. And you have 80 newtons here. This length is 10 meters. And you have 40 newtons like this. This length is 3 meters. Find the resultant moment on this object. Find the resultant moment on this object. There's a stick like this. You have connected the weight of 10 newtons here at a distance of 5 meters. You have connected the weight of 80 newtons here at a distance of 10 meters. You have connected the weight of 40 newtons at a distance of 3 meters. It's balanced on this knife edge. Balance it can move like this. It's balanced on this knife edge. Clear? What is the resultant moment of this thing? Quickly give me the answer. Quickly give me the answer. And since someone asked me about the fields, who are the students? Just raise your hand in Zoom chat. Who are the students who are planning to do science for A levels? Yes, there's a lot of questions related to the field. Science for A levels. Sorry, science for A levels. Raise your hand. I mean, don't raise your hand, actual hand. Okay, I can't see that. You have to raise hand in Zoom. And Zoom live YouTube live students respond with some kind of a maybe a heart if you are doing science. Raise your hand in Zoom chat or Zoom. There's a raise hand button. Okay. While doing this question. Oh, only 13 yet. Only 13. Anyone else? Okay, 14. Yeah, science means maths, bio both, right? Okay, science means science doing maths or doing bio for A-levels, okay? Those are the subjects that we call science subjects. Science subjects means bio or maths for O-levels, A-levels. That means whether you are going to do engineering, medicine, IT kind of stuff, if you like that area. Because that's my subject. That's my subject. Okay, we have a lot. What about commerce? Students who are doing commerce, now raise your hand. Others, put your hand down. Okay. While doing that, let's discuss this thing. Let's discuss this thing. First of all, you have to choose a direction. I'll choose clockwise. So due to this force, it tries to turn clockwise, right? Due to this force, it tries to turn clockwise. So 10 into 5. 10 into perpendicular distance 5. I'm going to find the moment clockwise. Plus, due to this 80 newtons, it again tries to turn this way, right? Due to this 80 newtons, it again tries to turn this way. So again 80 into 10. Due to this one, it is not trying to move clockwise. Due to this 40 newtons, it's trying to move other way around, right? It's trying to move anti-clockwise due to this 40 newtons. So it should be negative. While my direction is positive, so this one should be negative. Minus 40 into 3. Minus 40 into 3. Then what? So, comma speaker, raise your hand. Now, what is the answer? 50, 800. Here you have 120. So, how do you calculate? You have 50 here, minus 120 here. 50 minus 120, minus 70. 800 minus 70, 730. 730. What is the unit? What is the unit for moment? What is the unit for moment? Okay, we have quite a few for commas too. Then what about arts? Arts students, raise your hand. It's Newton meters. It's Newton meters. Newton meters. And definitely at the end of the day, no matter what is the stream you are doing, you should do what you like, okay? That is the basic idea. But that doesn't mean like you are going to do business, doesn't mean you have to do commerce. I'm running two businesses in electronic industry and software industry, an electronic company and a software company. But my degree is engineering, electronic and telecommunication, and I'm running a business in electronics. See how they connect. So you can do engineering and start a business. You can do medicine and start a business. Okay. If you like, you can do commerce and later learn science subjects. Okay. Just don't limit yourself. Just don't limit yourself. But if you do science, it improves your thinking a lot, so that it will be easy to shift between whatever the field you like. Whenever you feel like doing classes, you can do that. Whenever you feel like doing research and be a professor at Harvard or MIT, then you can do that. Whenever you feel like doing business, then you can do that. So it increases your capacity a lot if you do science subjects, especially maths. If you can do maths or bio, so that thing is a separate story. But at the end of the day, if you like art, if you like music, then just don't do science. Just go and do music if you really like music. Okay. But it should be you should like music to an extent that you are gonna sacrifice everything for music. Okay. If you doesn't like music at that level, don't learn music. Okay. See, so it always depends on your passion, what you like. Okay, get decisions based on what you like. But if you're not sure about doing what is your passion, best option is do science subjects, maths or bio. Why? Especially maths. Why? Do maths, physics, and chemistry, something like that. Why? Then you can later decide what to do. If you like, you can do business. If you like, you can do research. If you like, you can go into commerce. Whatever you like, you can. Okay. But if you have identified your passion, no matter what others tell, just follow your passion. Okay, do what you like. Okay, now next let's move on. Let's move on. What is a couple? What is a couple? What is a couple? And what are the use cases of couples? Couple of forces means two equal forces acting on the same object. That's what you do when you rotate a steering wheel, right? That's what you do when you rotate a steering wheel or when you open a tap. Magnitude is F, this length is D, so moment moment of a couple is FD. Force into this distance. Moment of a couple is FD. Clear? That's a couple. මේකට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ ගූර්ණයක් කියලා. Clear? That's a couple. Try this question. Try this question. Is that clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? This is a couple. Couple of forces. බල යුග්මයක් කියලා අපි කියනවා. Force into distance. That's how you get the moment of a couple. Due to this couple, things rotate. See, that's how you rotate your steering wheel, right? Okay. Now, uh, you have a lot more questions that you can try, okay? If you like, I can provide you an answer script for that too. Okay, I'll provide you an answer script for that too. Try question number 6 and 7. Try question number 6 and 7. You can find question number 6 and 7 in the Tute page 18. In page 18, you can find question number 6 and 7 answers for question number 6 and 7. Quickly try to get the answers and post them in the Zoom chat or the YouTube live chat. And after the session, I'll provide you a Google form, okay, in the WhatsApp. I'll provide you the Google form and mention like a feedback about the session and also the things that you need to be covered in data sessions, okay? Maybe electronics, maybe electromagnetics. I will choose the highest amount of votes and do those areas. That is my plan. Question number 6 and 7, do we have answers? Do we have answers for question number 6 and 7? We'll see question number 6. A uniform beam, a uniform beam AB of 1 meter length, its length is 1 meters, length is 1 meters, it's balanced, it's balanced like this. We have connected a weight of 20 newtons here. And what is the weight of this beam. Where can you find the weight of the beam? What is the location of the weight? What is the location of the weight of the beam? We give that a name. What is the name that we give the, what is the name of the location of the weight of the beam? What is the location that the whole weight is acting? කොතනින්ද මුළු බරම ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ වස්තුවක? What is that location? Center of gravity. Nice. ගුරුත්ව කේන්ද්‍රය. What? Center of gravity. So it's usually acting at the midpoint, right? So at 50 centimeters. It usually acts at the center of gravity, right? This is the weight. Clear? This is the weight. Center of gravity. Gurutva kendra. Usually center of gravity is at the middle. I can balance this pencil usually from the middle. Why? Its center of gravity is at the middle, right? Its center of gravity is at the middle. Gurutva kendra මැද තියෙන හින්දා තමයි මැද්දෙන් balance කරන්න පුළුවන්. So this is 30 centimeters. This is 30 centimeters. If this is 50, then this is 20 centimeters. Then this is 20 centimeters. So if I consider the system, I have this midpoint, then I have 20 newtons acting, Newton විස්සක් ඉහක දුරින් at a 30 centimeter distance, and W is acting at a 20 centimeter distance. W යන්නේ centimeter 20කින්. W is acting at a 20 centimeter distance. 20 newtons from a 30 centimeter distance, Newton 20 centimeter 30කින්. W at a 20 centimeter distance, Newton 20ක් දුර. So why is the electromagnetism lesson is difficult? It's not difficult, it's not explained properly. You will understand that it's not difficult when I explain that part. Okay, so moment, consider the moment around point O. Around point O. What we have, this is balance. Why? This is balance because clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. Clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. That is the idea. දක්ෂිනාවර්ත ගුණය වාමාවර්ත ගුණයට සමානයි. Clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. Clear? So what is the clockwise moment? W, weight is W into perpendicular distance 20. What is the anti-clockwise moment? What is the anti-clockwise moment? Moment in this direction, මෙහෙට තියෙන ගුණය 30 into 20. 20 into 30. So 20 to 20 cancels out, do it as 30. So weight of the ruler is 30 Newton. Weight of the beam is 30 Newtons. Clear? Question number 7. Is that clear? Respond with a message. It's not 70, okay? It's 20. Why? Weight is acting at the center of an object, right? What is the center of gravity of this object? Not at this edge. It's at the middle usually, right? Center of gravity, whole weight of an object is acting usually from the center. Clear? Usually from the center. කේන්ද්‍රයෙන් තමයි ඒක act කරන්නේ. Question number 7, we'll see. Okay. And you should see, everyone is not good at everything, okay? I can't even draw a circle without the smart board properly. Even our institute, when we are doing classes for A-level students, I use smart boards. Why? I can't draw diagrams, I can't draw a straight line, I can't draw a circle. So everyone is not good at everything. That also you have to understand when you are choosing a stream, okay? That also you have to consider when you are choosing a stream. There may be things that you are really good at. Then it will give you a competitive advantage over others in that stream. Okay, I can think a lot. Okay, I can think a lot and I can focus. So it makes me very good at science, but not at arts. Okay, different people have different abilities. Okay, consider that too when you are selecting a stream. Okay, even using the diagram, this is not the proper one. Okay, that's a question. Don't I need to convert this to centimeters? 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters. Why didn't I convert it into meters? Since you have 20 centimeters into the both sides, no big issue, right? Since you have 20 centimeters in both sides, no big issue. So you don't have to convert, right? You don't have to convert. Clear for the student who asked the question? Let's somehow try to do a circle properly. No, this is easy. This is the system. This is the system. Uh, you have a force acting like this at this point. Radius is 7 centimeters. You are creating a new force of 10 newtons here. Find the moment of force in point A. They are asking for the moment. They are asking for the moment. So, first of all, if you try to create a force like this object will rotate around this point, right? If you apply a force like this, it will rotate around this point, right? It will move like this. Clear? It will move like this. It would move like this, then this, then this. See, that's how your vehicle goes through a step like this. Clear? So this is the point that we are discussing. We have to consider the moment around this point then. We have to consider the moment around this point. We have to consider the moment around this point. Then you have 10 newtons acting here. Distance from here to here is R and R. That means the diameter. Diameter means 14 centimeters. 14 centimeters. 7 centimeters and 7 centimeters. So moment is force 10 newtons. Moment is FD. Force 10 newtons. Wale Newton dahai. Distance 14 centimeters. Centimeter 14. So first of all, you have to convert it into meters. Here you have to convert it into meters, right? So 14 centimeters means 14 over 100 meters. That means 0.14 meters. Clear? 0.14 meters. You have to first convert it into meters. Then 14 centimeter you get 0.14 meters. Then you can write it here. 0.14. This is your final answer. Clear? This is your final answer. That means answer 4. I got that answer from many students. It's good. There's a student who's working as a cybersecurity analyst at a company. Yeah, it's nice, real nice. Please contact me. We also may have some projects that we can include you. Okay then. Shall we talk a little bit about hydrostatics? Or any questions before that? Shall we talk a little bit about hydrostatics? Do you have any questions before that to ask? Let's discuss a bit about hydrostatics. Is everything clear up to this point? And do you find the session useful? Okay. Let's discuss a bit about hydrostatics. So, uh, let's start with pressure. What is pressure? What is pressure? Pressure is force over area, but in this case, we are talking about the perpendicular force. Perpendicular force. So, if there's a perpendicular force of F here, and if the area is A, pressure on this surface is F over A. F over A. Okay. Then you know something, right? This pressure does not depend on the. What is the equation for hydrostatic pressure first? What is the equation for hydrostatic pressure? ද්‍රවස්ථිත පීඩනයේ equation එක මොකක්ද? What is the equation for, nice, H rho G. How do you derive the equation for H rho G? It's easy. Assume that you have a water column like this. Assume that you have a water column like this. This area is A. This height is H. Density of water is rho. Now tell me, when you consider this area, whole weight of this water column is acting on this area, right? Whole weight of this water column is acting on this area. So what is the weight of the water column? What is the volume of the water column? වතුර ටිකේ පරිමාව මොකක්ද? H into area, right? H into area. මෙයාගේ volume එක මෙයාගේ පරිමාව H into area. Volume of this water column. මේ වතුර ටිකේ පරිමාව H into area. H into A. Then you multiply it by rho. What do you get when you multiply volume by density? What do you get when you multiply volume by density? පරිමාව ඝනත්වයෙන් ගුණ කරා. Mass. You get the mass. ස්කන්ධය ලැබෙනවානේ. ස්කන්ධය ලැබෙනවා. H into rho. You get mass. ස්කන්ධය ලැබෙනවා. Then you multiply it by G. What do you get? Mass into G. Mg. What is Mg? Weight. Mg is weight, right? So this is the weight on this surface. That is the force on this surface. So to calculate the pressure, you have to divide force by the area. Now what is the force? This is the force. H A rho G. This is the force. Area is A. A to A cancels out. You get H rho G. You get H rho G. This is the pressure. පීඩනයට pressure. Clear? Is that clear? That's how you get the pressure. Is that clear, students? That is how you get the equation for H rho G. These are not very like complex equations. Okay? These are derived equations. මේ අපිට ලේසියෙන් ඔප්පු කරගන්න පුළුවන් සමීකරණ. Clear? Everyone? Nice. Now we know transmission of pressure through liquids. Let's use this. So you should see this pressure depends only on the height. So no matter what is the shape of the water column, no matter what is the shape of the water column, okay, no matter what is the shape of the water column, same height will create the same pressure. Same height will create the same pressure at the bottom. H rho G, H rho G, and H rho G. Same height will always create the same pressure. Clear? No matter the, I mean, you don't have to think about the shape. Okay? It's always H rho G. So try this question and give me answers. Yeah, try this question. You can find that question in page number 23. You can find the question in page number 23. Find the force. You have to lift this 1,000 kilogram vehicle. You have to lift this 1,000 kilogram vehicle. For that, what is the force you should apply here? Give me the answer quickly. And if someone is watching the recording, I will, after the session, I will keep the recording available and I'll provide you the, you will find the group link to join the group uh, at the description of the video, okay, of the YouTube video. Some tells it's 500 newtons. Okay, a lot of students say that it's 500 newtons. Okay, we'll check. We'll check. What is the theory behind this idea? You are creating a force on this one, and there's a water column like this. And there's another point like this, and you have to lift this vehicle. So the mass of the vehicle is 1,000. So then the weight of the vehicle will be mg. That means mass is 1,000. Mass is 1,000. G is 10. G is 10. Then I get 1 into 10 to the power 4 newtons. 1 into 10 to the power 4 newtons. That is the weight from this side. මේ පැත්තේ තියෙන බලය 1 into 10 to the power 4 newtons. Then this area 25 centimeter square. මේ වර්ග බලය centimeter වර්ග 25යි. This area 500 centimeter square, right? This area 500 centimeter square. And as you know, in a water column, if they are connected, in a system of liquid, if they are connected, pressure at the same height will be what? Pressure at the same height will be what? Pressure at the same height will be equal. Nice. Pressure at the same height will be equal. So pressure at this point must be equal to the pressure at this point. So here the pressure will be force over area. Force over area 25. Here the pressure would be weight mg over area. Area is 500. Now someone can ask, why didn't I convert centimeter squared into meter squared? I don't have to do that. Why? You have centimeter squared in both sides. So whatever the thing you do to convert this will cancel out. Whatever the thing you do to convert this will cancel out as they are in the both sides. So in a case like that, I don't have to convert. So here it's f over 25. But in the paper, based on the marking scheme, it's good if you can convert. I'm just assuming that this is an MCQ, so nobody cares about the method, then you can straightly get the answer. But if for essay, it's better to convert, okay? They may be allocating marks for the conversion, okay, in the marking scheme. Okay. So you get f over 25 equals mg over 500. Then I get f equals 25. I take 25 here over 500 into mg. What is mg? 1 into 10 to the power 4 newtons. 1 into 10 to the power 4 newtons. Here. Then I get, this is my final answer. That means here I get, let's, and just learn to do your calculations easily. Okay. It's easy to, rather than dividing, it's easy to multiply this by 2. 25 into 2. Here 500 into 2. I multiply both top and bottom by 2. Then I get 50 here. 1000 here. 1000 means 10 to the power 3. I get 50 here. 1000 here. 10 to the power 4 here. Then 4. 10 to the power 3 cancels out with 10 to the power 4. Only 10 remaining. Then you get the answer as 500. See? Nice. Lot of students gave the correct answer 500 newtons. 500 newtons. Then what else? What else? What can we do with hydrostatic pressure after this? Yes, what do we use to measure the pressure? What do we use to measure the pressure? Peter, mind again. What do we use to measure the pressure? Barometers, right? Barometers. What are the two types of barometers? You have to answer quickly. Because these things you can't waste time in your paper. These things you have to give your answers really fast. Aneroid barometers and mercury barometers. Nice. Rasadia Piramani. Okay. So, something additional. Yeah. Uh, in many physics questions, you may have things like this. Assume something like this. And this is something very easy mathematical solution. These things you have to know. If x over y is, I mean, in many questions you have to find things like this. If x over y is 3 over 4, and if x plus y is L, if x plus y is L, or if x plus y is 5 meters, find x quickly. Give me the answer within seconds. If x over y is 3 over 4, if x over y is 3 over 4 and x plus y is 5 meter, find x. Within 5 seconds. And at the same time, for some people these days, it may be really difficult to study. I mean, you may not like that, okay? But I mean, just keep doing that, okay? Why? Anyways, whenever you are doing anything, there are things that you like and there are things that you don't like. I know, I played for Rhythm of the Maroons, Ananda College, Rhythm of the Maroons. There I can remember, like we had a lot of musicians in our school orchestra. We had a lot of musicians. So now I know a lot of musicians. Maybe Sarit and Suris, he was in my class. A lot of students and BNS, Kasun Kalhara, they came to instruct us. But when I talk with many people who are doing music too, sometimes it's really hard to have practicing. Okay, but they like to present in a stage. But sometimes practicing is hard. So same goes here. Okay, to do anything useful with physics, do anything useful with science. That means to enjoy science one day, you have to go through this hard phase. Okay, so you somehow study and make you capable of it, make you understand science. Then you can do different things like using science, right? Today we do electronics projects. We create different electronics circuits, different electronic circuit boards. We develop a lot of things. So even here I have different circuit boards that we have developed. And we do a lot of projects related things like this. We do a lot of electronic projects using things like this. So I mean, now it's not that hectic. It's quite we enjoy that. Now the at my stage we enjoy developing things using physics and science and electronics and technology. Now it's enjoyable, but to get there here, I had to do O levels. I didn't like many subjects in O levels, but I somehow had to do them. I had to do A levels. I love physics, but some subjects I didn't like, but I anyways had to do that. Then I had to come to engineering. Then in engineering also there are things that I like and that things that I don't like. But now I like everything because now I do what I like. See, so it's a long path of and a mix and a mix of things that you like and you don't like before you arrive at a place that you like. Okay, so to do something that you like, okay, maybe electronic designing, maybe aviation engineering, or maybe develop aeroplanes, maybe develop cars, any engineering field, or treat patients, be a doctor or a surgeon, to do whatever you like. I mean, you can't keep doing everything that you like and go there. Okay, you have to do a set of things that you don't like, and you have to do a set of things that you like. And as a combination of these things, you arrive at a place that you like. Then you enjoy everything. Okay, so just don't expect a very clean and nice path. Okay, if you need to go somewhere you like, you have to go through difficult paths. Okay, that's obvious. You can't get rid of that. So I just gave this question to teach you one point. Okay, teach you one point. That is, this is how proportionalities work. Now the meaning of this is x is proportional to 3 and y is proportional to 4. So in a issue like this, you can do is you can do the same to both sides. That means you can take x and add it with y. If you do the same to this side, 3, if you bring x here, you bring 3 here and add with 4. If x is proportional to 3, y is proportional to 4, then x is proportional to 3, x is proportional to 3, y is proportional to 4. Then you get x over x plus y equals 3 over 7. Then what is x plus y? It's 5. X plus y is 5. Then you get x equals 3 over 5 over 7. 3 over 5 over 7. That means 15 over 7. Okay, in physics and maths, you always have to do calculations like this. Okay, just learn how the proportionalities work. අනුපාත කොහොම තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. Clear? You can do whatever you like until you do same to both sides. That means if x over y equals a over b, then you take x and add with y. Then you have to do the same thing with at this side. Then it is not wrong. Or else, if you like, you can get x and subtract it from y. If you do the same to this side, you instead of y you have b, instead of x you have a. If you do the same to both sides, you still get the same answer. It's not wrong, it's correct. Or you take x and add with y, you take x and subtract from y. If you do the same thing to this side, instead of x you have a, instead of y you have b. See, if you keep doing things like this, proportionality will not change. Okay, that's how these ratios work. Okay, this thing will make your life really easy. Okay, sometimes you have this connection between x and y, but you know x plus y, then you have to find x, you have to find y, you know x minus y, you have to find x or y. It makes life really easy. Is that clear? Please respond. Clear? Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? Nice, nice. YouTube live students, is that clear? Cool. Let's move forward. Let's again move to this part, hydrostatics. What are the applications of atmospheric pressure? What are the applications of atmospheric pressure? Things that you, the scenarios which you use atmospheric pressure. වායුගෝල පීඩනය කියන එක භාවිතා කරන අවස්ථා මොනවද? One main thing is when you are drinking something from a straw. Clear? You have to write these things in papers, okay? They ask these things. When you drink something from a straw, okay, you suck air, that means you reduce the pressure here. Then atmospheric pressure push the liquid downwards so that liquid will come through this path. See? Okay. Then siphon method. Have you heard about that siphon method? How does the siphon method works? How does the siphon method works? Here the pressure is P naught, atmospheric pressure, because it's open to atmosphere. This place is open to atmosphere. So it is connecting with atmosphere. So it is atmospheric pressure. Here also it's touching with atmosphere. So it's atmosphere pressure. But at this point, pressure would be, if this height is h, this pressure would be P naught plus h rho g. P naught plus h rho g. So here you have a higher pressure and here you have a lower pressure. When you consider this tube, at one end you have P naught plus h rho g. At this end you have P naught. That means there's a difference in pressure. Due to that difference, water will flow. Whenever there's a pressure difference, water will flow. That is the siphon method. Is that clear? පීඩන අන්තරයෙන් හින්දා තමයි siphon එක ගමන් කරන්නේ. Clear? පීඩන අන්තරයෙන් හින්දා තමයි siphon එක ගමන් කරන්නේ. Siphon එකේ liquid එකක් ගමන් කරන්නේ. Now one important question. One important thing. Upthrust. Upthrust. What is upthrust? Archimedes law. Mention what is Archimedes law. What is Archimedes law? That's how the siphon method works. Did you understand? That's how the siphon method works. That's how the siphon method works. And remember these mathematical parts. In the later sessions, I will do a lot of mathematical parts. More advanced and creative things like this, which will make your life really easy in O-level exam. And I will explain you exam techniques, okay? Exam techniques and tricks that you can use. I'm creating a separate video about exam techniques and tricks. I'll provide that video link too for you guys, okay? Let's do it that way. Yeah. When an object is partially or completely submerged in fluid, the upthrust acting on it is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. That means in this scenario, this block is floating on water. This block is floating on water. This is the displaced volume. It has displaced this much of volume of liquid. If the weight of this volume of liquid is W, if the weight of this volume of liquid is W, that is equal to the upthrust. That is equal to the upthrust. So upthrust means weight of the displaced volume. Weight of the displaced volume. Archimedes law. උඩුකුරු දරපුම කියන්නේ විස්ථාපිත තරල පරිමාවේ ස්කන්ධය බරට. විස්ථාපිත තරල පරිමාවේ බරට. Clear? Is that clear? That is Archimedes law. Let's try this question. Or try this question. Assume that there's a spring balance. There's a spring balance. When you place a block, when you connect a block to this one, it shows 10 newtons. It shows a weight of 10 newtons. Reading එක Newton 10. Now, you put this one into a into a water basket. Due to this one, it displays an amount of water. The volume of water that it displays is maybe 2 meter cube. 2 meter cube. Here also I'll change the reading. Let's make it or else I'll make it 0.002 meter cube. It displays a volume of 0.002 meter cube. Here the reading is 100 newtons. Now what is the reading? Reading. I'll repeat the question. You hang something at under a spring balance. It shows the reading of 100 newtons. Now you put it into water. It displays a water volume of 0.002 meter cube. Then, what is the reading shown here now? Density of water is 1000. This is a potential question in O-level. So try that. Density of water is 1000. Try the question, try to get an answer for the question. ජලයේ ද්‍රවයේ ඝනත්වය 1000යි. මුලින් පෙන්නනවා දුන තරාගේ නිව්ටන් 100ක්. ඒක වතුරට දැම්මම පෙන්නන පාඨාංගය තමයි මම අහන්නේ. මෙයාව වතුරට දැම්මම 0.002 වතුර ප්‍රමාණයක් විස්ථාපනය වෙනවා. වතුරේ ඝනත්වය 1000යි. Density of water is 1000. Nice. Loss of weight is 20 newtons. Nice. So be really careful. This is a little bit difficult question, but it's nice to know this kind of stuff. Then you understand everything related to hydrostatics. This 100 newtons means weight of this block is 100 newtons. 100 newtons. Now, according to Archimedes' law, what is the upthrust? According to Archimedes' law, what is the upthrust? Archimedes' law. Upthrust is equal to the weight of the displaced volume. So what is the displaced volume? 0.002. This is the displaced volume. You multiply it by density. Then you get the displaced mass. Then you get displaced mass. Displaced volume. You multiply by density. Then you get displaced mass. This is displaced mass. That means M equals 0.02 into 1000. What we need is displaced weight of the displaced volume. That means we need mg. weight of the displaced volume, mg. That means 0.002 into 1000 into g. G is 10. 0.002 into 1000 into g. That is the displaced weight. This is the displaced weight. You get 20 newtons through this. So the upthrust here is 20 newtons. Upthrust here is 20 newtons. Is that clear? Upthrust here is 20 newtons. Clear? Newton this side. Clear? So the weight of the object is 100. But now there's an upthrust of 20. So spring balance will feel only 80. Clear? You have 100 downwards, upthrust 20 upwards. What is the remaining part? 80. So spring balance will feel only 80 newtons. So the reading of the spring balance will be 80. Spring balance again reading again Newton as reading of the spring balance will be 80. This is quite difficult. Little bit out of the scope of all levels, but possible to ask if they improve in an essay question. If they ask in an essay question, they can improve on this concept. That's how they improve on the concept of Archimedes and ask a question. Okay. Clear? Is that clear, everyone? Is this clear? Everyone? We utilize Archimedes law to come up with a value. All our lives, we have been learning just the Archimedes law as a text, as a paragraph. But this is the actual meaning of that. This is the actual meaning of that. We can actually find the upthrust using this equation. If they give the displaced volume, you have to find the weight of the displaced volume. විස්ථාපිත තරල පරිමාණ දුන්නත් යාගේ බර හොයන්න ඕනේ. Clear? If they give you the displaced volume, you have to find the weight of the displaced volume, and that is upthrust. And the weight of the block is Newton, 100 newtons, and you have 20 newtons upwards, then remaining part will be shown at the spring balance. දුනුතරාදියෙන් පෙන්නන්නේ ඉතුරු ටික. That means 100 downwards, 20 upwards, then you have 80 remaining. ඔය ඉතුරු 80 තමයි උඩ අතට තියෙනවා කියලා වාට දැනෙන්නේ. Is that clear? Is that clear? The session will end at 12. Session will end at 12. I can do more than 12, but I think it will be really difficult for you guys to continue after 12. That's why I'm gonna end it at 12. Then I'll announce in the WhatsApp group. Most probably it will be Tuesday evening or Thursday or morning or Friday morning. Definitely Friday morning, there will be another session. So most probably Tuesday evening or Thursday morning. Okay. Try to join all the sessions. I will be teaching exam techniques and some short methods, calculation methods, different methods like that in all the sessions. Okay. And next Tuesday morning, you have a chemistry session. Chemistry session done by Chamnikar. I'll provide all the details in the group and I really recommend those sessions. Okay. You can go for those sessions too. Okay. Go and try. Okay. Go and try. You can learn a lot of through those sessions. Okay. We are trying to like do a set of seminars and cover everything related to science. Make difficult things feel easy by making you understand them. Not we are not asking you to study or anything. Okay. We are not giving. We are not asking you to buy heart anything. Our objective is to make you understand everything so that whatever the question they give in all levels, you easily manage that. That is our main target. Clear? That's our main target. To make sure that you understand everything properly, then you don't have to worry about questions. Okay. Even upthrust, previously it was just a paragraph. Now it's an equation. Okay. You can find the upthrust using this method. Okay. Okay, I'll provide a Google form at the group. Okay, respond. Respond. What are the things that which you need me to discuss? Okay, then I'll explain all those parts in those sessions. Okay, whatever the things that are required. Yeah, there will be chemistry sessions. They are not done by me. It's done by another tutor. I'll provide you the details in the group. Okay, I'll provide you the details in the group. So Different energy types. Let's move on to energy part. Energy part. Uh, there are several. There are several types of energy that we discuss in our syllabus. In the first session, I mean, initially when we were doing motion equations, we used energy equation, right? So, what is kinetic energy? First, one mode of energy that we use is kinetic energy. That means half mv square. What is potential energy? Vibhav Shakti. mgh. Potential energy is mgh. What is power? What is power? What is power? Power is power is energy over time, right? Power is energy over time. You know this one too. Or the work done over time. Work done over time. These are the quantities that you deal with in. Uh, so are you doing? Wait, I'll first finish this. There are some questions. So power is work over time. Work over time. Clear? Work over time. These are the physical quantities that you work with in uh, energy, right? මේවා එක තමයි අපි ශක්තියදී වැඩ කරන්නේ. Kinetic energy half mv squared, potential energy mgh, power, work over time. Work over time. Okay. So now tell me, and there's another thing. What? Work. What is work? If there's an object like this, if you are applying a force of F here, if the distance it travels x, what is work? What is work? If you apply a force of F, and if the distance it travels is x, what is the work? F x, right? Fx. Fx. Clear? Work is Fx. Okay, these are the physical. There's a question. Am I doing English medium online classes? Yes, yes. For A levels, okay, not for O levels. Actually, for A levels, yes, I'm doing English medium, both English medium and Sinhala medium classes separately for online and both online and physical. That's a different story because we have to finish O levels. Then, if you are doing science, yes. Science means if you are doing maths or bio. Okay. And there's another suggestion question whether you recommend any combined maths teacher. Yes, I recommend. I can recommend Chanti sir for like mathematics. Okay, I'll give you suggestions if you like about the teachers that I know that I have gone. Okay, I'll provide you all the details if you require about any suggestions of from whom you're gonna. It's good to learn combined maths and kind of stuff. I'll provide you suggestions. So, and for chemistry, definitely you can go and watch this session. I'll provide you the link, recording of the initial chemistry session done by another teacher. So then he will be doing the next session Tuesday morning. Shamika will be doing the next session Tuesday morning as I remember. I'll provide those details too. So there will be chemistry sessions, physics sessions like that until A levels, until O levels, sorry, until O levels, so that you will get enough knowledge to face O levels. That is the main focus of this seminar series. Okay. And later then we can think about like if you need any advices on choosing the stream, maybe science, maybe commerce, maybe art, just feel free to contact me. I can provide you at least the things that I know. I can provide you the knowledge related to the things that I know. Okay. Maybe for science, yes, everything. Medicine, engineering, yes, I can tell a lot. But for commerce, I can ask from good commerce people. For art, I can ask from good art people and give you suggestions. Okay. So I can help you that way. But first, let's finish all levels. So power equals work over time. Work equals Fx. Work equals Fx. So tell me, like, try to get this answer for this question. Try to get the answer for this question. So aren't you planning to start all-level classes? Not at the moment, actually, because there's a lot to do in A-level physics. So I'm really focused in A-level physics. So at the moment, no idea like that starting all-level classes. Because I really enjoy Olympiad physics and A-level physics. I mean, I enjoy physics at large, but since A-level questions and Olympiad questions are much difficult, I prefer that area. Try this question. Question number 1. You can find it in question number 29. Sorry, page number 29. You can find it in page number 29. Where am I doing classes? I'm doing classes around Colombo, Ratnapura, and we are providing online sessions for everywhere throughout the country. So it's like that. You can join anywhere from Sri Lanka. That's why we decided to do this also online. Because if this session was only physical, then a lot of students will miss this session. That's why we decided to do it online so that anyone from the country can join. There's a lot of questions related to A-level classes. So I'll provide you the details in the group. Just join the WhatsApp group. I'll provide you all the details. The time taken to lift an object of mass of 10 kilogram to the highest position is 42 minutes. The rate of doing work. Okay. What is the answer? Do we have any answers? Do we have any answers? Do we have any answers? The time taken to lift an object of mass 10 kilogram to the highest point is 42 minutes. The rate of doing work. Well, definitely, there's a lot of questions related to A-level classes, O-level subjects, A-level subjects, choosing streams, short methods. I'll do a lot of, I'll talk about these things in later sessions and through the group and all, okay? So just join the WhatsApp group so that you will get all the details required. And fill the Google form that I'm providing so that I can get a feedback. And also, I can get to know what are the things that you need me to discuss in other seminars, okay? So please fill the Google form. So, how to get the answer for this one? It's like this. You have 10 kilograms here. Yes, there are steps like this. But what is the height difference? What is the height difference? 24. Now you know this thing, right? Whether you take this thing like this, or like this, or like this. If the height is h, what is the potential difference? What is the potential energy? What is the potential energy? If you take it in this path or this path or this path, then the potential energy. It's mgh, right? It's mgh here. Potential energy is mgh, clear? Potential energy is mgh. So whatever the path you take, the potential energy would be mgh. So here also, whether it's this path or this path or this path, if you are taking it to a height of 24, the energy is mgh. You are taking it to a higher point. So the energy difference is mgh. That means what is the mass? It's 10 kilogram. Mass of this block is 10 kilogram. G 10. What is the height? 24 meters. So this is the potential energy. This is the potential energy. You increase its potential energy by this value. එයාගේ විභව ශක්තිය මෙච්චර වැඩි කරනවා. Clear? You increase its potential energy by this value. මේ ප්‍රමාණයෙන් විභව ශක්තිය වැඩි කරනවා. This is the increased energy. මේක තමයි වැඩි වෙන විභව ශක්තිය. Clear? That is the work done then. That is the work done. Your work done is equal to the energy increased, right? Work done is equal to the energy increased. Clear? කරන ලද කාර්ය සමානයි වැඩි වෙච්ච ශක්තියට. What is G? mgh, you know, right? mgh means gravitational acceleration, 10. When you are writing potential energy, you write mgh equation. M is the mass. M කියන්නේ ස්කන්ධය. G is gravitational acceleration. ගුරුත්ව චුකරණය 10. H is the height. H is the height, 24 meters. Clear? 24 meters. So you get 2400 joules. Now we know they are asking for the power or the rate of doing work. Rate of doing work means work over time. Work over time. Rate of doing work. කාර්ය කිරීමේ ශීඝ්‍රතාව කියන්නේ කාර්ය බෙදීම කාලය. Work over time. Work over time. Then what is work? What is work? 2400 joules. Work is 2400 joules. Work is 4,000 joules. Sorry, 2400 joules. Time is, they are telling that if the time taken for this is 42 minutes. So 42 minutes, you have to convert it into seconds, right? You have to apply this in seconds. So 42 minutes, you have to first convert it into seconds. මුලින්ම මිනිත්තු තප්පර වලට හරවලින්න. 42 minutes into seconds. You multiply it by 60. You multiply it by 60. 42 into time, you 42 into 60. You multiply it by 60. Then you get seconds. Tappara. So this is the final answer. This is the final answer. So, and even when you are simplifying these things, make sure that you keep it simple and organized. Okay, organized. Why? If you do some kind of a mistake and if you have written values like you cut it this, then write something 4, 3, then you have no idea what you have done here. If you get the wrong answer, you can check your answers if you do simplification properly, okay? So, this 0 to this 0 I remove. I cut it in the same direction so that whenever I'm checking, I know that this 0 was removed with this 0. Then 6, I divide 6 by 6 and 240 by 6. That means 40, right? Now I have 40 over 42. I divide it by 2. 20 over 21. This is the final answer. 20 over 21. See? 20 over 21. Is that clear? It looks like we don't have the answer, right? It looks like we don't have the answer. Maybe they are taking 9.8 as G. Maybe that may be the issue. But this is the method. Okay, we get the answer 0.95. So since it is really close to 1, answer may be 1. Answer may be 1 joule per second. 1 joule per second. Clear? Is this clear, everyone? Is this clear, everyone? Please respond. Is this clear? You first get potential energy difference. You use mgh, mass is 10, g is 10, h is 24 meters. Then you get the work energy. Energy equals work done. ශක්තිය තමයි කරපු කාර්යයට සමානයි 2400 joules. When you know the whole work, you divide it by time, 42 minutes. Time එක 42 into 60 seconds. You have to convert it into seconds. Then you get the final answer. And when you are simplifying 0 to 0. Now, whenever you try to recheck, you know, you cancel this 0 to this 0, this 6 to this one. So if there's error, you know, you have to check 6, then 24, 40. If instead of 40, if you wrote 30 here, then when you are checking, you know that you cancelled out these two, you have 1 here, you have 30 here, then you got it wrong. See? Clear? So when you have to do whatever the calculations, you do really carefully and keep it very simple and organized. Okay? It's easy to reach it. Can see? Same direction. These two were cancelled out in same direction. These two in same direction. Then I know this was this with this and this with this. See? Then it's easy to check. Keep things organized as much as possible. Okay? So, that's about work, power, energy. It's good if we can do more questions. I'll try to provide you an answer script for all the questions available in the Tute. So this is the whole mechanics part. This is the whole mechanics part. I think I covered like 90% of the mechanics of the syllabus. I'll provide you answer script for all the questions and I'll provide you some more question tools if possible, and I'll provide you, if you need, ask me questions, then I'll provide you more answers for other questions too. Then and you can contact for anything to join the group or for any to get any details about anything. You can contact our numbers. This is main coordination number. You can contact this number, 070-402-9701. You can contact these numbers, okay, to join the group, to take the Tute or anything like that. And please join the group. Group link will be available in the YouTube live link and in the group too. And share it with your friends who will find it beneficial. Okay. Just try to help everyone. Okay. Whenever you see a good session, share it with others. Because it will come back. It definitely comes back. So one of the key features of being good at academics or anything is helping others. It usually returns back. It multiplies like 5-6 times and returns back. I have taught a lot of students previously. I usually do a lot of free sessions. Yeah, even in the university, we try to teach if we understand something and if others don't. So that's why we have a successful career in A-level teaching too. Okay, so it returns, it multiplies like 100 times and returns. So whenever possible, help others. So let's meet in the next session. I'll provide you all the details in the WhatsApp group. Join the WhatsApp group. Most probably the session would be Tuesday evening or Thursday morning or Friday morning. Most probably Thursday morning and Friday morning or Tuesday evening and Friday morning. I'll inform you in the group. Just check. So that's all for today. And please mention in the chat whether the session was useful, your feelings about the session, so that I can improve for the next session. And just let me know any feedbacks. Just let me know. Okay. Thank you for joining.